Can I just make a quick comment here?
Yeah.
Sure.
The the reason that I just lost you is that my home internet is on the fritz.
Oh.
Wow.
So I am in the parking lot of the local Taco Bell in my 2008 Subaru Tribeca, and my dog's in the back seat because some people are working at the house. So
Adam
That's
Plantinga,
better.
ladies and gentlemen.
I don't know. Is that a requirement for being on this podcast? Because that's
I mean,
Absolutely.
I love it. I love it.
Well, this is a Pipeline Artist original podcast, and it does fit into the punk rock
It does.
vibe of
The
Pipelines.
punk rock vibe,
Yeah.
for sure. Okay.
Would you like me to tee you up for the episode, Michelle? Or you
Yeah.
can start it off.
Adam, do you have a bio that you prefer?
Did you just describe me as a middle-aged man doing his best?
Yes,
That's
I
all.
can.
A middle-aged man doing his best.
Yeah, it's really what I
Wow.
boiled down to.
That's perfect.
Everything else is just details.
Yeah.
Oh
two
my God.
quick questions for you though. It's Plantinga.
So it's Plantinga.
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 Yeah.
Okay, that's a sneaky,
That's a hard
tricky
one.
last
It
name.
is sneaky hard. Yeah.
So what's the origin of that? Like Dutch or?
Yes, it is Dutch.
What?
I like you kind of right out of the gate. You have a lot of Dutch people in your life.
So many. Just
You
you.
can't have too many. We're a sturdy people.
Okay. Well, yes, you're tall. So for the audience that cannot see you, he's tall and sturdy.
Yeah.
That's
We
it.
can do better than that. We can do better
Can
than
we?
Okay. Well, we'll kick it around. Well, we're winding up the year. Episode. I say which episode number it is before every episode, and I get it wrong about 90%
You should just
of the
make
time.
up numbers. I think that would be
No, I think
funny.
we're on. I
Episode-
think we're on 8, folks.
Yeah.
Adam Plantinga, ladies and gentlemen, who's the bigger
Yeah.
fan of this podcast than the two hosts.
Episode 8. Let's do
8.
this.
Episode 8, indeed, with Adam Plantinga. Sneaky, difficult last name. It's Dutch, by the way.
It's Dutch.
We'll get to that at the end. His debut is The Ascent, and his bio is brief. He is a middle-aged man. What we define as middle-aged anymore, if it's 30 to 50 or if it's 40 and above, because I keep thinking I'm short of middle-aged, but no, I'm on a tangent. His debut, The Ascent, has gotten remarkable reviews. He is very buzzed about in the community. I don't know if he realizes that or not, but from my perspective and from Michelle's perspective, everyone loves Adam. It's a big
Everyone
deal.
loves Adam.
Adam. Everybody loves you.
That's
He
that's
looks
so
confused.
nice. Thanks for passing that up.
It's true.
Well, but he does a lot of, or has done a lot of amazing things outside of the fiction world. So perhaps Adam, you could give us a brief, well, not brief, actually go into detail about your life coming from Michigan, as you said, and then you're now in San Francisco, and you're at the San Francisco Police Department. So, like, talk about all that. And because I remember when I first met you, I was like, "How do you go from being a sergeant, right, and to writing these great novels and such?" And then you told me you had a bachelor's in English, and that just was so interesting to me. So, please tell me your life story.
But keep it brief though, because we don't want to really keep this to 33 minutes. I'm kidding. Go ahead.
Are we trying to bring this sucker into 33? Is that a hard
It
stop?
doesn't matter. People skip through it. It's fine.
So Midwestern guy, grew up in Michigan, hence my affinity for Detroit Lions. I was a cop for about 7 years in Milwaukee, the great city of Milwaukee. I trust you've both been and enjoyed it.
Summer there.
Oh yeah, a little bleak in the winter, but it's delightful in the summer. And then I would have stayed in Milwaukee. I love that town, but my wife moved to San Francisco, and I tagged along. So I became a San Francisco cop. Been a sergeant for about the last 10 years. Currently assigned to the Internet Crimes Against Children unit for about the last 6 months. That's kind of sometimes where conversations go to die because it's kind of hard to talk about. But
I have 10 questions if you're comfortable answering all of them.
But it seems like a righteous job to me.
What does that entail, the internet crimes against children? Is that cyberbullying? Is that kind of all the above?
So it is mostly child pornography cases and then child exploitation cases where people are trying to meet up with juveniles for sex online. So those are the two main spokes.
I see now why this is the conversation dies.
Uncomfortable. Yeah.
Yeah. Where do you go from there?
Yes, but somebody has to do it, and it's gosh, I'm sure that's heavy work.
Yeah.
I got a heavy bag that I hit a lot. That seems to help. And I work with really good people, and I get to come home to a pretty soft landing. I married well above my station, so and I've got two girls that I'm very fond of. So it's nice to be able to. It's sort of an oasis when I come home. That's nice.
Aw, that's awesome.
I mean, don't get me wrong. 3 to 5% of the time, my family bugs the crap out of me, and I bug the crap out of them too.
As it should be.
That's family. Yeah. That's family.
5% of the time, it's good stuff.
Yeah. Well, if that 5% of the bugging and the crap didn't happen, then you wouldn't appreciate the 95%. So
see that's the kind of insight I came on this podcast to get. I like that. That's so true.
We're full of insight. Yes.
Yeah. This acclaimed podcast. I like that.
It's acclaimed.
Yeah.
It's acclaimed. It's acclaimed. It's totally acclaimed. So, but you also wrote, before your fiction, you did a couple nonfiction things. So
I did.
Would you care to talk about that?
Yeah. So the first nonfiction book I wrote is called 400 Things Cops Know. Mm-hmm. And it's just sort of a collection of sort of facts and insights and reflections on the job that's broken down into categories. There's a chapter about shots fired. There's a chapter about traffic collisions, chapter about domestic violence. I worked with a lot of smart cops over the years. And when they said and did smart things, I took good notes. So after a while I had a book and put it together. I was an instant literary success. The first agent I reached out to signed me. And
really?
No, that's not. Wow. That's not true at all. It never goes that way.
I can't tell with you Dutch people when you're telling a joke.
With your straight face.
The Dutch play it very close to the vest. This is a hallmark of our people. No, I actually approached 90 different literary agents, 90, and they all took a pass.
All of them?
Yeah,
on
they didn't
400 Things Cops Know, or on your fiction?
Yeah, on 400 Things Cops Know. And so I was able to sign with an agent, but he couldn't quite make a deal. So I just reached out to a small independent publisher out of Fresno, California, and they took a chance on me. And the book sort of found its place in the world. It was a lot of fun to write.
I mean, it was nominated for the Agatha Award, and it won the silver. I don't know, how do you say that? The Falchion Award? I don't know. In 2015. Yeah. I mean, that's pretty. Say it did well.
Yeah. I mean, the job. Boy, I find the job fascinating, and I think it's just pretty rich ground for fiction and nonfiction. I mean, I've sort of sprinkled some of that into my fiction as well. Sometimes it kind of feels like cheating, like I'll see or hear something and I'll just take it and just drop it into a book. And I'm like, I don't know, it's kind of the lazy way out, but it's kind of cool.
Did you think that you were going to stick with nonfiction, or did you immediately say, like, I'm writing a novel next, period?
So I've been trying to write novels for a while. Mm-hmm. Before The Ascent came out, I've got 5 novels that are done that are just sitting in a back deep desk drawer, and for the sake of readers everywhere, should really remain there. They're not. They're not good. They're not.
But how do you know they're not good?
Because I read them, and I kind of have a better idea, sort of what works in fiction and what doesn't. But I think for me, like, I needed to write some crappy books to write one that's maybe halfway.
For everybody, they have to write crappy books before.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, just trial and error, It took me a while, I think, to find my voice. Like, my first couple tries at fiction, I was just copying the voices of writers I really admired. And I was just like I think kind of a pale imitation of them. And it took me a while to kind of dig my own voice out. So
was it mostly authors in the crime, mystery, thriller world?
Yeah. Or? Well, I was reading a lot of sort of detective fiction, Robert B. Parker and George Pelecanos, Robert Crace, Harlan Coben, just sort of the legends in the field, Lee Child. But those are all, I'm sort of fascinated by books about tough guys. So I wanted to try my hand at that.
Do you consider yourself a tough guy?
I think there are...
He's thinking on it. I love it. Yeah.
Well, I don't want to just... this is a
Say
contemplative podcast. I don't want to just give you the
first... I'm going to give a thought-provoking answer.
Random thought that pops into my head. Yeah. I'd say, there's tougher guys than me, and I'm probably tougher than some other folks. I think by benefit of having been through a couple police academies and having been in the mix a little bit as a cop, I can handle myself. But the interesting thing about being in law enforcement is you're surrounded by folks who say, we're a Green Beret or an Army Ranger, and then got onto law enforcement and are now on the SWAT team. And, those people can just run circles around me. So
sure.
It's pretty humbling pretty quick.
Doug Flutie.
Is he a tough guy? What?
Not really. It's a little tiny guy. He had a cereal named after him. Michelle's like, I don't know what you guys talk about. I don't care about any of this. I don't know if I know you're a football watcher. I don't know if you're a historian of late 90s Buffalo Bills.
Definitely not that, no.
Yeah.
Remember when you guys had Thurman Thomas? That guy could pretty much do anything he wanted.
Oh, yeah.
What's he doing now? Do we know?
I'm hanging out. I have no idea.
I feel like he owns a series of car dealerships or something.
Probably does. That's typically...
That's typically
where they end up.
Michelle, do you have any thoughts on Thurman Thomas?
Let me chat GPT that and I'll get right to you.
No, fire away, Michelle. Go ahead.
Okay, so I haven't read Hardtown, which is your latest one, right? That's the second. Do you have another book that's coming out, or is it planned or in the works? Or
so I do. There's a third novel coming out, same main character.
Series. Awesome.
Yeah, it's called Dirt Country, and it'll be coming out sometime next year.
Perfect. Okay, let's talk about your main character, though, because firstly, I think you described him, Kurt Argento, right? Am I saying it right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm just curious, like, why, why did you give Kurt the characteristics you gave him, and how much of a reflection of you is he?
Yeah, so he's about 5'9". He's a little over 200 pounds. So he's got kind of a rugby player's build. We have some similar outlooks on life, I think. He might be a slightly better fighter than me. I say that reluctantly. He's kind of a handy guy, and I can't fix anything. Whenever something breaks around the house, I got to
You really
ask
can't?
my wife. No, I don't.
Okay, well, you broke all my hopes and dreams now.
Here's what it is, Michelle. I have the haircut of a man that looks like he might be able to fix a broken dishwasher, but I can't. The fact that I was able to create a convincing character who can fix stuff. Yeah, you take the haircut away. I don't know what I'm bringing to the table. I'm mostly haircut, my friends.
More haircut than man. Yes, sir.
More haircut than man. No. You had a very pithy way of describing your main character, though, at BoucherCon. And I forgot exactly what you said, but something about how he is a monk that is like, you know what I'm talking about. I'm going to say it all wrong, so you're going to have to say it.
Something like a violent monk going from town to town trying to right wrongs. Yeah, something like that.
Something like that. You did it very well.
Angry monk.
Angry monk. That's it. Yeah, you did say he was an angry monk. Are you an angry monk?
I think I might have some monastic tendencies. Did I say that right?
Monastic sounds about right.
Yeah.
I think we're both sort of straight ahead, kind of at our heart, sort of simple fellows who are just looking for a good cup of coffee and maybe a bad guy to fight. We have some similarities.
I see. And how does your wife feel about that?
My wife is all in. She is she's very supportive. And she's also she's my best editor. I give her my books.
Awesome.
I've given her all of my books. She goes through it. She finds 30 ways to make them better. And her specialty is locating things that I write that make me come across as a sort of a meathead and gently suggesting that I sort of unmeathead them.
Yeah.
And she's rarely wrong.
Unmeatheading your writing.
Yeah, that's right. I know I'm saying that correctly.
Demythifying.
Let me mention, too, that with The Ascent, which is your debut, first of all, the cover is
amazing.
Cool. Yeah, it's a good cover. book
That
cover
artist
hands
did
right
a
now.
bang up job.
Yeah,
Seriously.
it's what I said before, and I'm not going to knock on specific authors, but in this space, there's a lot of sort of generic or downright not great covers.
Yeah.
It's just how it is. For Fringe Press, the publishing company we co-own, we just locked in the cover for our debut a week ago. So I'm like, my brain is constantly analyzing and criticizing every book cover I see because we've been in that zone. Anyway, book cover aside, I wanted to mention the pitch of the book itself. It stands out amongst others in the space as well. You know, right now for Pipeline, we're judging a million different contests, and one of them is our unpublished contest. So I've been going through so many different books, all these different categories and genres and everything. The vast majority of them just, you're kind of sunk. It's like screenwriting. You're sunk at the concept level where it's like, this isn't really like, there's conflict in this story. The characters are doing stuff, but they're just not interesting. And you look at The Ascent, and I'm just going to read off Amazon. When a high security prison fails, a down on his luck cop and the governor's daughter must team up if they're going to escape. The end, right? Like, you get it. Like, it's cool. Yeah. The backdrop is original. You already know like the push and pull between the characters, and it's 15 words, right? So my question to you is, were you thinking, let me do something that's wholly original, that feels different, et cetera, that fits into my zone of what I want to write? Or did you just kind of stumble into this, or was it based on some sort of true event, perhaps?
I just have, in sort of a general sense, I've always been fascinated by stories, whether they're books or movies, about a group of people that have to band together to get from point A to point B and sort of overcome impossible odds, just like the movie Aliens, for instance. And prison stories, just that the atmosphere of a prison was sort of the metal and the noise and all this sort of barely suppressed violence kind of confined in one space. I've always been drawn to those too. And so I just kind of had it in my mind that I wanted to write a story that would be sort of like a bit of a violent obstacle course.
Yeah.
And to just try to ratchet up the intensity as the characters went from floor to floor.
Like a video game.
Yeah.
Yeah, sort of like that. And I wrote the book with my main goal was I didn't want to bore the reader. I wanted to just have sort of an intense through line. So, that's what I set out to do. Yeah. And I wanted to write, sort of write what I'm very comfortable writing about a cop, but Julie Wakefield, who's sort of the other main character in the book, is early 20s grad student. And so, I worked really hard at creating a sort of a tough, competent female character. Right. A lot of sort of tough and competent women in my life that I work with or who I live with that I could use as examples. But one of my agent, who used to be an editor, Caitlin Blasdell, she's got a great eye for fiction. And there's a few things that I had Julie do in early drafts. One thing I had her do, I don't remember what it was, but she wrote me back and said, Adam, this is not how women talk or act. Yeah. This is not what women do. So I was like, okay, well, I'm going to recalibrate this section a little bit.
Right.
But that's why it's nice to be part of a team.
Yeah.
Sure. And they have an agent and an editor and so forth that
it's great.
Know what they're doing. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
To be honest. Most do.
Yeah. So, I drew a good hand.
Yeah. Yeah. Part of it's luck, I'm sure, too. You just kind of have to fall into the right agent because you never know, right? When you first sign, it's like dating. You don't know.
Yeah. Sort of the great unknown.
Right. You have the film rights, TV rights, I guess I'm assuming both, on The Ascent to Universal still?
So Universal optioned it, which caused great excitement in the Plantinga household.
I would assume so.
My girls were like, Universal Studios? And I said, yeah. And they said, okay, is The Ascent going to be a ride?
That'd be a cool ride.
I don't know about that. I don't know what that ride would look like. I don't think I'd want to ride it.
Right, yeah.
But, so I was pretty cool for about 48 hours.
Yeah.
The option, they did not renew the option. So there's, my agent is talking to some folks. But it's just, just to get something option, I just got a big kick out of that. I mean, it's
sure.
It's always a long shot, but it's just a fun conversation to have.
Yeah. And you got paid out of it.
Yeah, you get free money. You don't have to do anything. It's the American dream. I highly recommend it.
I'm sure you know plenty of authors too. Michelle definitely does, who have made more money off of just optioning and re-optioning and re-upping and stuff their film and TV rights to their book than the actual book sale.
Yep.
So you never know.
It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, you never know. I just wanted to compliment you on your like storytelling style. Like, I don't know if this is something that continues into Hardtown, but at least this is something that really gripped me about The Ascent when I started reading it. You know, you set your character up in a very tense situation and you take the reader along with you. And then you just kind of like leave us hanging, like, you know, at the top of a roller coaster. And then you're like, okay, moving on to the next chapter. And we don't know what happens. And then you have to keep reading to find out. You have absolutely no idea. You know, I think as authors, like we're all storytellers and we just want to like tell everything, right? Because as we see it in our heads and whatever, and obviously you knew exactly how that scene played out that you omitted, and in withholding, you know, you created this need to know, this desperation to find out, okay, is he okay? Did he keep his job or what? You know, and that just kept happening, and I just thought like, oh wow. Actually, I don't need to know everything. And in fact, the less I know, sometimes the better, or at least the more I want to read, you know?
Well, thank you.
You know, and they always tell you that, right? Like, start your narrative late, end early. And I'm like, okay, but what does that actually mean in practice? And what does that actually look like? And how do you actually do that to where you're creating a compelling, propulsive story that makes you keep turning the page? And so you do a exceptional job with that, I think. And honestly, I like your prose. It's not just that, you know, you're good at like pacing or whatever, but your prose is genuinely great. So,
well, thanks, Michelle. I appreciate that.
Opinion.
Now, type all that up and put it on his Amazon reviews so he gets another full
I can totally do that. I can do that.
I also have your book. It's there. I read a lot, to be fair, so I have not started. I've started it.
There's not enough hours in the day to get to everything we want to get to.
No,
there's some authors. We mentioned Jamie Mason, who I love at these conferences, and you know James Latour, and like all these other authors that I'm very
that guy is a prince among men, by the way.
The
yes, he is.
Wow, and he's so humble.
I know he's super humble. He was super helpful when I wrote The Ascent because he was a prison ward. So I sat down with him.
Oh yeah, you mentioned this to me.
Yeah, he gave me all sorts of insights into prison culture and. Sort of the rules and regulations and the kind of weapons that prisoners can get their hands on, and so he was a big help.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I knew he was a prison warden, and I just always forget it because he does not look like. He doesn't strike me as a prison warden.
He's very serene.
Yeah, right.
He's more like a chaplain or something.
Yeah. Right, so low
yes, a monk, right?
Yeah. Well, yes, but these authors, I've read none of their books in full. Although I'm reading Jamie Mason's finally, so we can have her on the podcast. Jamie, if you're listening,
Jamie, we love you.
Yeah, no, but to Michelle's point, I think that's one of the hardest things for an author to do is to walk that line between nuanced and too nuanced, right? Especially in this genre, where there has to be this urge to like explain everything all at once, right? Because it's all in your head. You want to dump it out. How do you do you consciously sort of walk that line, Adam? Yeah,
I just try to be, and I try to read a lot in the genre. So you just authors that you admire, you kind of look at how they do things, how they structure things, how they sort of unspool their narrative as they go. And I just like that approach of sort of just kind of letting things breathe a little and letting, not feeling the need to sort of info dump on the reader, and treat the reader, most readers are pretty smart. So you don't have to spell everything out. Sometimes they can kind of figure it out on their own. So, but it is a fine line to walk. I'm still working on it.
Yeah. So the character in The Ascent is also in
Hardtown. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is this, there are obviously standalone novels, but does one have to know the history of Kurt Argento to appreciate? Is it Hardtown or Hardtown? What are you emphasizing, hard
emphasis?
Or town? It's a very specific question.
Or both.
On the first word.
Hardtown.
Yeah.
I love it. You can't get more genre title than Hardtown.
It sounded pretty flinty to me.
Did you? You didn't come
wow.
up with that. I think. Did you come up? You didn't come up with that.
They changed it?
Somehow I did. They did change the title of the book that I have coming
The first
out.
one. Oh, okay. The third one.
Third one.
Oh, right. You were talking about this on the panel at BoucherCon, and
Yeah, I
your
thought I had
title
maybe
was
one of
good.
the. I'm not great with titles, but I finally had one. And I thought maybe I'm onto something here. My publisher did not think I was onto anything. So, and they, their opinion carries a lot of weight. So the title that I was kicking around was "Run Through Walls" of the book that's coming out, and that's talking about Dark Country.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the kind of inside scoop that I would only give to you good people on this podcast. Really pulling the curtain back.
Right.
I know.
On my writerly operations.
Right. Run Through Walls isn't bad.
I liked it.
I thought it was good when you.
You know who ran through walls? Doug Flutie, 1999 Buffalo Bills.
Oh my God.
It comes back.
Okay, now we get the calendar, tote bag, something, right?
He'd carve up defenses, they would say.
Tote bag. Everyone gets a tote bag.
Yeah.
Everyone gets a tote bag.
Yeah. So, I don't know who provides it, but we get it somehow.
If anyone wants to How the Arts for one tote bag, we have a cool logo. I'm more than happy to send it your way.
You were on a panel in BoucherCon, and I believe the subject of killing pets came up. Don't ever kill your pets. Everybody says this. Don't kill the dog, especially not the dog. Don't kill the dog.
Oh, in the stories.
In the stories.
I'm on board now.
Yeah. Okay, but am I allowed to do spoilers?
It's your podcast. Do as you please.
Podcast. Okay, so Kurt's dog, whom I loved, he dies. You killed the dog.
I did.
I thought it was very effectual, however, even though I was extremely heartbroken, I will say. But you're the only person I've ever seen do it, like, in my opinion, well. Did your publisher not give you pushback?
It was a conversation.
I thought so.
I think that
was it really? That came up as like.
Yeah, it did. And just because sort of conventional wisdom is you don't kill the dog.
Yeah.
But I felt like it was pretty integral to the plot.
Yeah.
And there's one of my favorite quotes of writing of all time was one that I heard at a panel. I think it was a BoucherCon panel. And there's an author who said, there's supposed to be all these rules in fiction, particularly with thrillers. Like, you don't kill the dog. The villain has to die at the end, preferably falling from a great height. Like, whatever. There's all these rules. But the only rule that really matters is you can do anything you want. Just don't do it shitty.
Yeah.
So I thought, you know what? I'm going to take that to heart. So, and whether I pulled it off is obviously up to the reader, but I wanted to take some chances with my writing and not have it be so predictable, and also have it be, again, it's very much sort of fuel for the plot.
So you can write anything you want as long as you do it well. Yeah. That's the rule, basically. Yeah.
Just don't do it shitty.
I endorse.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Unfortunately, most people do it shitty. So that's the hitch. Well, look, The Ascent is on digital bookshelves now, virtual bookshelves, and in bookstores. I'm assuming there's a copy or two at Barnes and Noble. Someone can swing by. Yeah,
I think I saw it actually at my Barnes and Noble. Mm-hmm.
There you go. If anyone is in the Austin area,
then I have truly achieved market saturation.
You have actually.
Yeah.
You should totally put Austin on your book tour route.
I dig Austin. I've been there a time or two. It's a neat town.
Yeah.
What's the watermark? If your book is at the airport, then you've made it, right?
Yes.
What's interesting is I have had. I think The Ascent might have been at the San Francisco airport.
Mm-hmm.
I think someone took a picture of it and sent it to me, which was kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah, but it's just, the airports, I think they tend to just have like the top 50, New York Times bestsellers or what have you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll see the S.A. Cosbys will be all over the place.
A lot of Frida McFadden's.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
sure.
Good for her too.
Right. Hey, well, The Ascent is out. Hardtown, emphasis on hard. Pun or euphemism intended. I was just curious about the title. Hardtown has been out.
The third one will come out.
The third one,
year.
I'm sorry, is coming out
Matt,
next year, which is not called Running Through Walls.
I'm so prolific. You're already losing track of my books.
I don't know. The library of Adam Plantinga.
Yeah, they just keep coming.
The Library of Dutchmen, Adam.
Yeah,
That's
the
right.
Dutch, very, very prolific people, the Dutch.
We are prolific.
Yeah. With the shoes and cheeses. I have no idea about Dutch culture.
Oh,
Go
yeah.
ahead, Michelle.
More shoes and we get the Dutch the wooden shoes. Well,
Yeah.
Yeah.
More
I
shoes
see a lot of
than
people
man.
wearing those
Anyway,
anymore,
sorry.
but there was a time.
Right. I got you.
Pretty sure there's more to it than that, but
Probably.
I guess we're wrapping up here. But so if, someone is wanting to write in this genre, to incorporate police or criminal justice elements and stuff, how do they do it authentically and when they're not law enforcement? What's your advice for those people?
Yeah, I mean, I think you can these days you can do so much online, but they have writers, police academies that I hear are incredibly helpful. You'll get to sort of see what CSI does and fire a bullet and be in a
say that again. Writers
Police Academy. Yeah,
Interesting.
there's actually one. I think it's an annual one that's in Green Bay that I've heard people say good things about. And then there's also sort of citizen police academies that you can go to at your local police station. But, you can do a ride along with an officer. You can, if you buy a cup of coffee, ask some questions, they usually will be able to kind of give you the straight scoop. So, yeah. And then, just read a lot in the genre. Obviously, that's see what's out there and who does well and how they get there. You can email me. I'll do my best to answer your questions.
Hey, Adam Plantinga has offered to mentor new and emerging writers.
Every single one of you.
Every last one.
Well,
You can follow my guaranteed 9-step plan to success. I just have to come up with the steps, and then I'll have them.
Yeah.
Wait, did you say how long it took you to get an agent is a separate agent, I assume, for your fiction? Did you mention
that was a little easier of a process just because I had 2 nonfiction books under my belt, so I had a little bit of a resume.
Yeah.
But yeah, I cold emailed some folks and got some no's before I got a yes. So just got to get out there and hustle. You got to put in the work.
Wow. And what's your writing process now? Given that you've got a full-time job, you got a family, you got a dog, all that. I
don't have really sort of a tried and true process. In fact, if either of you want to describe your process, maybe I could borrow yours. I'm kind of looking for one. I just write when I can. I bring my laptop places, and if I'm waiting to pick up my daughter from soccer practice, I'll try to pound out a chapter. So there's
Are you a planner? Are you a
it.
planner, or are you like just organic? Whatever it is, a pantser or a
pantser or plotter?
Plotter. Yeah. Are you a pantser or a plotter?
I usually have a decent idea how the book is going to start and how it's going to end, and then I kind of surprise myself in the middle sometimes.
I'm a proponent that all that matters is the beginning and the end. Like the middle stuff, it's fine, just whatever. And then if you
just whatever
if you
in the
hook
middle.
them in, but no, if you hook them in the middle,
you bring them home.
Yeah, then they're along for the ride. You can do whatever you want, and then you get them with that ending, and that's what they remember. And you've got it. In all seriousness, that's kind of how every great movie is sort of structured. You can sort of get away with a lot.
Fudge the middle.
You can fudge the middle, yeah.
So yeah, I'm totally not a plotter at all, but like you, Adam, like I kind of know how it starts. I vaguely know how it ends, and then just like whatever happens. And usually I'll surprise myself. Yes, all the time. In fact, if I don't surprise myself, I'm not doing it right. That's my mantra.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, but the thing that I learned one time from some workshop or something like that, way back, I think 2012 maybe, was just forget the structure, and you just always want to put impediments in like main characters or whatever in their path. So it's like just to prevent them from getting what they want, stop them from getting what they want. And you just keep doing that over and over and over again until there's some sort of resolution, because that is how you like create this constant drama, the constant tension, just like when he seems, or, if it's a romance, like they seem like they're going to get together. Well, obviously something happens. I don't know, car accident. Like she discovers that her old Netherlands. Yes, I know.
No, I like Duck Flute.
It's like
The
that
name of a
George.
theme park.
It's like that George Costanza quote. Like, who are the Dutch? Like, no one really knows who the Dutch are.
But no, but yeah, Michelle, I think you're right on the money. I mean, obstacles and conflict, that's kind of what fuels the narrative.
That's
You know
my
what
thing.
I've learned?
And-
What I've learned directly related to that too is that in golf, stay with me. In golf,
Wedding.
setup is everything. That's what I've learned over the last 35 years. In writing, setup is everything.
Yeah.
If you set up the world and the plot and everything properly, all those things will kind of come organically, those obstacles and stuff, right? Usually. Anyway, I think especially in genre writing where it is a little bit more structured and there's a certain set of expectations you have to meet.
Yeah. I would say
I like
just
it.
don't do the J.J. Abrams thing where you're just constantly introducing cool things, but then you never resolve them or answer them properly. Sorry, I will forever give J.J. Abrams crap about this because Lost could have ended up so much more found than it ended up. So
no, I see. I give Lost a pass because Lost is my favorite show of all time. We can have a separate podcast about Rise of Skywalker though.
Oh my God! Don't get me. Okay, no, sorry. I'm going to calm down now.
Wow, really tapped into a vein of something here. What's going on?
You don't know, Adam. She's led protests against J.J. Abrams across the greater Texas area.
The
You did a
greater.
good job with the,
So you mean like the
Star
entire
Trek?
U.S.? Just saying.
Yeah, right. Right.
Some things.
I like J.J. Abrams. J.J., if you're listening, and you want to co-host a podcast, we can replace Michelle. It's fine. I wouldn't give you up, Michelle, for J.J. Abrams.
Yeah, you would for J.J.
No.
Well,
Jennifer Lawrence, I would entertain the idea of co-hosting.
Sorry, guys. I don't mean to sound like a broken record, but I just got kicked off again from the Taco Bell guest portal. So but I'm right back in the game.
And so ends.
You're not going to have me back on this podcast.
So
no. That's the new gimmick for this podcast, though.
So ends the legendary Dutchman, who is a middle-aged monk.
I can't defend all my decisions. This one got away from me.
We'll end on that. Authors cannot defend all their decisions. You should end every panel like that.
I love
Adam,
it.
thank you for being on. Thank you for taking the time.
Hey, thank you so much for having me. This was a lot of fun.
The Ascent and Hardtown. Sorry, see, that's why I asked before. I was thinking it wrong. And the third one coming soon, which is called Dark Country. Check it out.
There was an outfit that reached out to my agent with an offer, but I think he wants to try to take it to some other people. I don't speak that language of Hollywood, so I'm very content to just let him do his thing. I think he's definitely got game. He's the same agent that Lee Child has, who brought the Reacher books to screen. So I have a lot of confidence that he knows what he's doing. And I'm very content to just write, and anything that comes of it from screen is just kind of an added bonus. Like I don't expect anything, but it certainly would be cool.